Welcome to the 9th installment of Creepy Riddles and Cryptic Tales. As usual, each one of these stories have a creepy twist or a hidden meaning. Try to guess what it is and leave your guess in the comments below. The answers from last week's video will be in the description. Story 1. Friends. 6 friends decided to go camping after graduation. They set up their camp near a big cliff that was supposed to be great for diving. One by one, the friends dove off the cliff and into the water. They each popped up out of the water, laughing and joking. Except for one. They looked around for their missing friend, dove back under, called his name, but he was gone. They didn't see him again. A year later, they found themselves at the same cliff and the same campsite. They saw their friend standing by the water, his head down. They began calling his name and running toward him, but the friend didn't react. As they got closer, they slowed down. In front of their friend were 5 crosses in the ground. Story 2. Little Girl. A little girl disappeared from a park. The parents looked everywhere for her, asking every pedestrian and parent who was there if they saw what happened to their daughter. But no one had seen anything. After going to the police, they had missing posters made up, and a search for the girl ensued. They never found her, and the police surmised that she was most likely dead. A year later, still torn with grief, the parents of the little girl contacted a skilled psychic to get some closure. The psychic went to their home and began to contact the little girl. "She's alive," the psychic exclaimed, her eyes opening suddenly. The parents were overjoyed. "Where is she?" they asked. The psychic once again closed her eyes. "Her heart still beats, and her lungs still breathe." Yes, but where is she?" the parents asked again. The psychic slowly opened her eyes. "She's all over the world." Story 3. Carnival Game. A little boy approached a man at a carnival. "Would you like to play a carnival game?" the man asked. "Sure. What are the rules?" inquired the boy. "Well," said the man, "I have here 10 large airtight boxes. In one of the boxes is the prize money, $500. If you can pick the right box, you get to keep the money." "Is there a time limit?" asked the boy. "No," said the man, "and I'll even give you an advantage. I'll start you off right next to the prize money." "Sure," said the boy. There was no way he could lose. The boy could see the money, even touch it, but he never got to spend any of it, and despite winning the game, he died shortly after. Story 4. Cabin. 3 hikers are forced into an abandoned cabin by a bad storm. The cabin was simple. 4 walls, no lights, and no electricity. There was an eerie sign on the cabin that says, "Come in as you please, but fall asleep, and you will die." Being superstitious, the hikers take this sign seriously and devise a plan so they don't fall asleep. They position a person at each corner and have one person walk against the wall to the next corner and tap the person in that corner. When the person gets tapped, he then follows the wall to the next corner and taps that person, and so on, to ensure no one falls asleep. They manage to keep this up for a couple of hours, when all of a sudden one of the hikers suddenly jumps up and runs out of the cabin screaming, followed by the others. Story 5. Punishment. I awaken in a dimly lit room. A mechanical voice booms over hidden speakers.
Welcome, contestant.
Contestant? I don't remember signing up for any contest.
The rules of the game are simple,
says the voice.
Consume all of the meat in this room and you will win. If you do not, as a punishment, you will go through a painful, excruciating death.
At first I think the voice is joking, but then I notice the dead bodies lying on the floor. This is no joke. I quickly begin to search around the room for some kind of exit, but there is none.
Your challenge begins now,
says the voice. A plate with a mound of what looks like steak is illuminated in the center of the room. I reluctantly approach the plate. I'm not a vegetarian or anything, but what if the steak is poisoned? What if there's a drug in there and I pass out and wake up in another room facing another ridiculous challenge? I see the red timer counting down, so I reluctantly and carefully begin eating the steak. When it was all done, I declared, "Finished. Now let me out." After a few seconds, the voice boomed.
Challenge failed. Punishment begins now.